There was a time when the career of Robert Downey Jr. was pretty much inexistent. He didn't much. He pretty much didn't have a career. He was recovering from an addiction to drugs. He got rehabilitation, and he recovered from it. But he was getting no jobs. He was just doing not very well. So Mel Gibson told him, "I say, hey, don't give up hope, and keep working hard." Mel Gibson actually helped him. He say, these are words from Robert Downey Jr. mentioning that Mel Gibson gave me a roof and he kept food on my table. Things were not going my way. I was getting no jobs. So Mel Gibson helped him and say, hey, you know what? There is a movie that was developed for Mel Gibson in particular, and Mel Gibson ended up casting him for the movie. And he say, okay, I'm just gonna ask for two things from you. One is take responsibility of your wrongdoings, and the second one is embrace that dark side of your soul. See, Mel Gibson calls it like embrace the cactus. He said there is a dark part of we all have in our soul that we don't like. He said you have to embrace that, because that's gonna give you new meaning, and it's gonna make you take on a new meaning. And also, I'm gonna ask you to help the next guy. So this is a story of a guy that had been successful at the beginning of his career, like Robert Downey Jr. He did some movies in the 80s. He got into drugs. He really went when he got really low in the pit, as low as you can get, to the point that nobody was hiring him because he was just lost on drugs, and he was able to turn all things around. So one of the things, it's this whole story of Mel Gibson and Robert Downey Jr. got my attention, because many times we think many times you never know where you're gonna get that one person or thing that is gonna turn into hope in your life. The second thing is that many times we think that we don't have anywhere else to go, that we have no hope on ourselves. And the truth is that, one, you never know when someone is going to help you, or you never know when something is going to help you. Something is going to happen in your life that is going to give new meaning to it, or is going to give you an opportunity to move on. Another thing that got my attention is when Mel Gibson told him, say, you got to take responsibility of your wrongdoings. And that's one thing that sometimes it's very difficult to do, especially when we are young. You want to pay attention if you're really taking responsibility of the things that you do, or if you're pointing fingers at external situations like people or conditions or things that happen that we have no control of. The last thing he say, you gotta help someone, help people. That is very important. When you have a chance, I don't know why, but in the end it always ends up coming back to you as something good. And one of the things that Gibson told him too, he say, keep having faith that things are gonna be good for you, and keep believing in whatever you believe in. But you gotta make sure that your faith and what you believe in is based on forgiving. It's everything very. If you pay attention, everything was very. It's very important. And thinking about Mel Gibson was thinking about other people. You gotta be forgiving to other people. You gotta be helping other people. And in the end, those for some reason, those things, most of the times they come back to you. Sometimes twice or three times as big. So it's important to pay attention to that. But remember, you never know when someone or something is gonna turn around and say, hey, I'm gonna give you a hand. That's why I always emphasize, when things go wrong and there is nothing else to do, there is one thing left to do. There's always one thing left to do, and that is just hang in there, even when there is no hope, when you see no hope at the end of the tunnel. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time. Thank you.